Hello YouTube, Dave here again. Today I'm going to be taking a look at the Pathfinder 2nd Edition Complete Druid Chronicle sent to me by the great folks over at Beadle Grimm's. Last week I reviewed the Complete Fighter Chronicle and I was pretty blown away by that one, so I suspect, probably spoiler alert, I suspect that this is going to be, a pretty similar level of experience and quality and all that stuff. Before I get too deep into this though, I do want to make it clear and transparent that Beadle Grimm's did in fact send this to me for the purposes of doing this video. However, as is always the case, and if it wasn't the case, I wouldn't be reviewing the item. They are not pre-screening the video or scripting it or influencing the outcome of my review in any way, shape, or form. They'll see the video at the same time everybody else has the chance to see the video, and the opinions that I express, as always, are 100% completely and totally my own. But that said, the fighter one, like I said, really, really great quality, and this is these products are they're just the word that I keep thinking of is value. Now we're gonna flip through this and see what exactly is in here in a moment. But I will say, these are $40 US product, and they are, pretty thick and pretty involved. There's a lot of great stuff in here. If this is anything like the fighter one, and I'm pretty much convinced that it's going to be, there's just some really great stuff. This is just a really great product, and for a price that is honestly, it just kind of blew me away. When I first looked at the website, because I live in Canada, and I'm on Canadian internet, it actually just immediately defaulted to Canadian prices. So I looked down and I saw it was like $52. That doesn't sound right. I see the little Canadian flag, but that just seems that to me that felt too low, given the thickness of the product and the quality of its construction and everything. But then I switched it over to US currency and it said it was $40 US. So yeah, that's just a really a really great price. So far, they have ones out for the fighter, the druid, the thief, or the rogue, I guess I should say, not the thief, the rogue, and the cleric and wizard. So yeah, so if you frequently play those particular classes, then these are great things to have, and they're just a very in-depth character sheet. Places to take notes and sketch out maps, but they also include a lot of rules information here as well. So without me just constantly just saying what's in here, let's actually take a look and we'll flip through. But before we do that, we'll just take a quick look at the back. I just tore a bit of the plastic so I can remove it easily, but this here is actually a sticker on the plastic, so I just kind of want to read this stuff first and then we'll sort of go through it. So the Character Chronicle is a full-size book that includes complete feats, spells, and rules from the Pathfinder core rulebook and the Advanced Player's Guide for your class. Now, it is only for your class, so it's not going to have things for, for this the Druid's book, they're not going to have stuff for, fighters or rangers or paladin or champions, I guess they're called now, or alchemists or any of that stuff. So it is very much class-specific, but you're still including the options for that class from not only the core rulebook, but also the Advanced Player's Guide. And as a player, that was a book that I wouldn't necessarily go so far as to say you absolutely have to have it. But aside from the core rulebook, if you're going to get anything as a player for Pathfinder 2nd Edition, the Advanced Player's Guide should be the very next thing that you pick up. So it's really cool that they have both of those things included. There's also some original artwork and elements like a birth certificate, a death certificate, a floor plan for your home base, and more. You have a complete expansive character sheets, journal section with grids for map making and inspiring or just funny quotes from famous adventurers. Someone in the comments for the fighter one actually told me that I think it was their significant other or someone very close to them actually did some of the quotes for these products. So there was some cool stuff. I didn't read them all, but yeah, it's just really kind of cool. Something that doesn't take itself too seriously. I love, and it's all on a lay flat binding with high quality paper, fit for scribbling, drawing, journaling, adding hit points, erasing hit points, and anything else you need to record the epic story of your character. So yeah, it's just, again, really, really cool stuff. So we're gonna go ahead and just take this off. Oh, there's also a custom whiteboard at the back of the book, or at the back of it as well, in its own little envelope or pouch, which I will show. I'll probably show that first because last time when I was trying to extricate that from its from the pouch, I nearly knocked the camera over. So I'm just going to try to get that out of the way here, like immediately. So just bear with me. All right, so we'll just set that off to the side. So this is actually something that's really cool. So here's the track, or here's like the whiteboard that you can use with your like dry erase, wet erase, or whatever markers. It gives you like spell attack, spell DC, armor class, initiative, all that stuff. Some notes, hit points, maximum, what the temporary ones, what your wounded value is. So there's a lot of cool stuff in here, but it's also actually like the design of this is different from the one in the fighter's book. So it actually matches like the color scheme of the book that it comes in, which is actually really cool. So like the fighter one was sort of like this brownish color, right? And it looked really cool. But I like this one more because green is one of it's not my favorite color, but it's like my second or third favorite color. So yeah, this is just really, really cool. So that is something that is at the back of the book. It just comes in this like black pouch here. It also gives you this elastic band that you can use to keep everything secured and shut if you have this in your backpack or whatever when you're on the go with it. There's also a couple of fabric bookmarks in here as well. So yeah, some really cool stuff. I just wanted to get that out of the way first. I was hoping to avoid bumping the camera, but obviously that didn't happen. Another cool thing about these books is that they have this, I guess they call it vegan leather or like faux leather cover, but it feels really, it feels really, really nice. Like it actually feels, you know, it's just, again, like all I can think of is it's just really good quality. Like, it feels good, right? I don't know how else to say it. It's got kind of a soft feel to it. It really feels like a leather bound book. It's just really, really cool. Then you got like the Druid symbol there, and that's actually embossed into the cover. So there's actually a little bit of depth there. So I can actually catch my fingernail on the edges there, which is really cool. Got the Beadle and Grimm's logo. Complete Druid Chronicle in a pleasing array of green colors. The Beadle and Grimm's initials there, and you even have the little Paizo golem stamped onto the back there. So again, really, really cool stuff. So we're just gonna open it up here, and we actually even have different plans kind of laid out here. I don't know if these are meant to be your base of operations or not. I think there's actually a spot on the back of the book where you can sketch out your own, but the fighter one had sort of more like a fortress or stronghold kind of thing. But the Druid one, it's actually like this sort of like tree stronghold, tree base of tree fort. Tree fort doesn't sound right, but sort of like it's just really, really cool. You've got the different levels to it, and it sort of like points to which one it is. So for example, this big guy here is that one. This one is over here, and then that one's there, and then that one is. So yeah, it's actually, again, it's really, really cool. I like that. Yeah, it's and this is something, again, they really didn't necessarily have to do. They could have just used the same, you know, generic artwork for the inside covers, but they actually, you know, didn't do that. So that's, again, just a really cool little touch. That's some fantastic artwork as well. Like the new artwork in these books have been really great. And I actually like Pathfinder Paizo's artwork, especially for like Pathfinder 2nd edition. But there's some really cool stuff in here as well. So here we have our birth certificate. We only have the one, but I think these are, I don't know if this is actually different or not. It might be, no, this is actually different. Because like it's to be raised by, so this is your birth certificate, but who's going to raise the character? Like parents, wolves, arboreals, polluters, tree huggers, bear huggers, conditions of birth. When born, do the birds sing, the wolves howl, or the flowers bloom? So even the birth certificate, is actually tailored to the journal that you have. That's really cool. I might when I get some money, I might have to actually get the other ones because I really want to see them now. But yeah, that's so cool. And you got the character sheet again. It's color coded to like the book, so all this stuff is in a nice, pleasing green color. You got the character sheet information there. You've got your prepared spells, your anathema, so it is tailored to your specific class. So there is, I think, some spots later on here for like the feats and yeah, for when you level up in your abilities. If there's ones that are generic to your class that every member of your class gets regardless of what specializations you choose, it'll actually put that information in here. So again, that's really cool to see. Also for the item slot, I skipped over and I completely didn't see what it was. But in the fighter's book, where you had like your body slots for the different like things you can wear for magic items, they had the silhouette of the fighter. Now, a lot of character sheets will use just the silhouette of the fighter because they're the ones that tend to utilize most of those slots. So one of the questions that I had, and I wish I would have actually been cognizant of that when I was flipping through, but I was wondering if they actually use the Druid outline or if it's still the fighter. So let's just have a look here. No, it's actually the Druid. Okay, that's cool. Yeah. Yeah. I sound like a freaking kid, I guess, here, but yeah, they actually use the silhouette of the iconic Druid, which is again really cool because a lot of times character sheets will just use the fighter outline, or like if they have a silhouette to show like where the body slots are, they'll just always use the fighter one regardless. So it's actually really cool that they use the silhouette of the Druid there. So we're just gonna flip through, see if we can find some other artwork here. So this is all the character section. You got your companions, what creatures you can summon, and having something where you can track the creatures you can summon is super useful. Your familiar, and a spot to write down different spells, a section for your familiar, and this is all again a nice thick quality paper, so it's going to hold up to repeated use more so than like basic printer paper. Now the collector in me would absolutely like have a just I could never bring myself to actually write in one of these, even though that's literally what the purpose of it is. But that's just me. That's my own personal sickness. But it is nice to know that the paper that they use will last, pretty decently. It'll hold up pretty well compared to your basic, thin paper stock that you get for your printers at home. So again, really cool stuff there. There are the tails for our fabric bookmarks, and there's 2 of them, which is also great. The more the merrier when it comes to that. More spots for your spells. So yeah, it actually gives you like a page for each level of spell. So it's not like just there's a couple pages for your spells. There's actually like 1st level spells, 2nd level spells, 3rd and 4th, 5th and 7th. Well, you know how numbers work. I keep forgetting Pathfinder 2nd edition has 10th level spells. Is there a spot for focus? Okay, that would be under like additional spells. Okay, cool stuff. Archetype. So again, this is similar to what we had in the other book. So if you choose an archetype, which is essentially like the multi-classing for Pathfinder 2nd edition, then there's spots there to fill in all of that detail information. And then we got just our feats, leadership followers, leadership events. And then if you join like the Pathfinder Society, some information there. I did this in the last video too. Pathfinder Society is the like organized play for Pathfinder. So I keep defaulting to the in-game society, but there's the in-game society, which you would use like, this page for, like the consumables and, reputation and stuff like that. But then there's also just the organized play. So the organized play is like the, stuff like the society logs. So it can give you like what the date was that you played the game, what the scenario name was, what level you were, and any spots for notes there. So this Pathfinder Society section is both for the in-game society and for the organized play system. Important people and NPCs. So you can write down where you found them, or where you encountered them, or where they may be based out of. Sorry, that's important places. There was important people, I think, here first, right? Or did I just read that wrong? Yeah, important people, name, notes, so where, who they are, things about them, and then important places. And you can also note, again, where those characters may be. Important quests. A lot of spot for that, which is great. And then we get to the rules reference. So there, that is awesome looking. So again, another really cool artwork. You've got the Druid on her animal companion. I guess I wish her the best of luck. But here we have the Druid class. So this is like the section that we had in the other one, which was for all the stuff for the fighter. This is going to be stuff for the Druid. So we got like the class features of the class itself, their spell like progression list, just all the explanations of their abilities, which is great. So again, if you're someone who has a class that they favor and play, maybe not exclusively, but like really heavily regularly, then this is a great thing to pick up because like if I love playing druids, then I can just like I don't need to take the core rulebook or the advanced player's guide with me when I go to a game. I can just take this and have all the information that I need, which is really cool. And again, some nice artwork there with the druid, and I believe that's the bard, iconic bard character. It might be the road, but I think that's the bard. Okay, I don't know what that is. Oh, the Leshy familiar. I love Leshies. They're one of my favorite things about Pathfinder Second Edition, and I just love that it's like the little flower one, and it just I don't know. I love it. Leshies are awesome. So we got the Wild Druid, which is like some build concepts you can do, like a sample version of it. So again, really cool stuff. That's some amazing artwork as well. And that's with the Rangers, so a little bit of nature-based synergies. The Leaf Druid with the, I guess that's probably another Leshy as well, actually. So focus spells, so giving you information on how focus spells work, how to refocus, which is like to get your point back so you can cast them again. Again, it's really cool artwork in here. So skills. So the fighter one had certain skills that they highlighted, and they were kind of ones that you'd expect like a fighter to have. There were things like intimidation, or may have just been persuasion, because there's so many. I got so many games rattling around in my brain that the skill lists really just kind of melt together. But there were ones that were really kind of like athletics and acrobatics and stuff like that. So I'm curious to see what skills they have sort of highlighted in this book. All right, so we got like identify magic. So it gives you like the list of skills. Like it gives you all the skills here and kind of like what attribute that they use. Okay. Yeah. Anyway. So yeah, I just want to see what ones they have. So they got the. Let's see what we got here. So we got deception. Okay. Intimidation. Okay. Medicine. Nature. So they are tailored. Stealth, survival. Because I don't think the fighter had all those, but and then there was like like the magic one and stuff like that as well. Identify magic, general skill actions that you can use. So yeah, again, so it does kind of tailor it to the specific characters. There is some overlap, but I'm pretty sure there's a lot of these that did mesh, but I don't think nature and survival may have been. I don't think nature was on the fighters one, but if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But it does seem like the skills that they really spend time focusing on are the ones that you're more likely to use with your class. I think they're just the ones from your class proficiencies, if I'm correct in thinking that. Like there's a list that you can usually choose from. Okay, no, I'm thinking of a different game altogether. Anyway. Yeah, it's it's not like I've never been wrong like all the time, but yeah. So, but I think the skills are a bit more tailored to the specific class. I'll have to double check that. The other book is just too far to reach right now. But here we have familiars and animal companions. So they're the abilities that can get the master abilities. There's the Leshy, the Gourd Lesh. The Gourd Leshy is my all-time favorite. I love that one. So some animal companions, ape, arboreal saplings, badgers, good old crocodile, boars, bears, birds. Even some dinosaurs are thrown in there. A shark. Actually, like that's really cool art of shark. A big shark. Selected archetypes. Okay, so this is something, again, that's probably going to be, again, sort of tailored to the druid class. It's not to say that these are like the only ones you can take as a druid, but similar to the fighter one, they're just ones that are kind of like logical archetypes to choose. So here we have like the archer, the blessed one, the beast master, the familiar master, herbalist, martial artist, scroll trickster, and shadow dancer. So those are the ones that they're highlighting here. So again, they are different from the ones that the fighter had. So that's kind of, again, it's just kind of cool to see. It's not like a comprehensive list of all the archetypes that are out there, obviously, but these are the ones that, again, just work really well or synergize well with the class. And then spell casting. Okay, so this is a section I'm really interested in to see like what they do for the spells. If they give you like the full spell descriptions, which they probably do, because it would only be the Druid spells. But let's just see what we got here. Oh, I love the area of effects being shown with like, you know, like thorny vines or like blooms of leaves or like just vines there. That's super cool. I like that. That's a nice touch. Okay, so here's the spell list. So they got like so Druids use the primal spell list. So there's the primal cantrips spells. I also love that they have like the color coding for the School of Magic here. I honestly can't remember if the core rulebooks do that or not. I don't think they do in the list. They do in the spell description, but I don't think they do in the list. So that's really cool to see. And yeah, I think it actually does have the descriptions because it's giving page references here. So yeah, there they are. Full spell descriptions. So you've got them alphabetized. So that is super handy. That is super handy. To actually have like the full spell descriptions. And dragon form. So this is a cool spell, but I love the fact that not only do they give you like the dragon form spell description, but they actually include artworks for all the Pathfinder dragons. And I have to say, I really love the Pathfinder dragons. Yeah, I just love the designs, like especially for the metallic dragons, because metallic dragons are ones that I've never been super interested in, and like I find that their designs don't really intrigue me too much in like other RPGs. But like the gold dragon looks awesome there. The bronze dragon looks kind of more like a sea serpent, which is really, really cool. Yeah, I just think that they're really well done. And of course, the black dragon, my favorite dragon in like these fantasy RPGs, it just looks really awesome as well. The red dragon looks intimidating as all hell. Yeah, I just really, really cool stuff. I love the white dragon looks great. I mean, they're just all really cool. I love the dragon designs in Pathfinder. So yeah, like I said, we have like full on. Okay, we're just gonna skip over that page. Of course, there are to be spiders. There's always spiders and everything. But yeah, there's a lot of artwork in the spell description section, which is just kind of surprising. Nature Incarnate, and you got like the Nature Incarnate, you know, I guess the creatures battling each other. Oh, a little skunk there. Yeah, there's a lot of artwork thrown in here. I love this. Because this was a section that they really could have just had like nothing but the spell descriptions. And I don't think people would have complained if it was just spell descriptions, but there's actually like, there's very few pages I've seen so far that are like this. Most of them have some form of art on them. It's really, really impressive. All right, and rituals. So again, rituals are important as well. They're things that can be done without using spell slots. They take a lot longer to cast, but they can be done without spell slots. Oh, okay. I'm not a fan of spiders, but this little guy is kind of adorable. I'm not gonna lie. If I saw it in my house, I would probably still have to kill it. But it's not in my house. It's just an artwork, so I can live with it. Oh, and like the centipede or millipede, kind of like curling around. The shapeshift. Oh, the shapeshifting table's awesome. Okay, I like that. That is super handy. The shapeshifting stuff is kind of the reason that I've always stayed away from the Druid. And I'm actually really glad that they sent this to me because this kind of makes me really want to try playing one. And again, I love the dragon sort of like peeking up over the top there and ripping. It's actually ripping through the artwork, which is great. You can actually see like the paper where its claws coming out is actually kind of curled up there. That's again, just such a cool little touch. The little tiny like elemental who looks like it's lost and is just looking for its mommy. It's so cool. That's just so cool. And that's one of the like the kaiju type creatures there. Again, just really awesome. Creature call roll. Oh, this is a chart of names. Okay, that's cool. I like that. A cat named Kingsbane. So yeah, it's just a chart you can roll on, with like 20 options for the different animal or like familiars you can have. That's cool. I like that. So there I was, when a druid of the Green Faith negotiating for how many fish we could get out of the lake. I asked for a piece of paper and a quill to write down, or to write our agreement down. To my surprise, he came back with a rock and chisel. It took forever to chisel it all down. That's really cool. So the journal section, again, you got like the quotes scattered through it. I'm not going to read them all. If you want to check them out, you can certainly do that. But this is a really great section as well because they give you like pages that you can just like take down important notes on. But they also give you several pages where you can actually graph stuff out as well, and that's awesome. Like, so if there's like a really memorable like dungeon that you went through and you did like the map stuff, you sketched the map yourself, and it was a really like important moment, you can keep that map there. You don't have to worry about like having to erase it or having to like just misplacing it, because I misplace my maps all the time on ones that I do on graph paper. So that's actually really cool, and there's several of those scattered throughout here. So there's usually like a couple pages of this, and then we'll have a page with a map there, and then there'll be a couple pages of just spots for notes, and then we'll have another spot for a map. And like so, we got our little quotes kind of thrown all throughout there. And again, just some little artwork interspersed. Greatest foes, so you can keep track of some of that stuff as well. I actually love these like Druid runes or whatever they are. And again, they give you tons of pages for this. And that's great because like I like to take notes down, but I usually find myself like trying to fit everything all onto one page. And I'm really bad at keeping things like organized. So this is something that would actually help quite a bit because you get a ton of pages for it. And you can also like take them down in chronological order and not get confused like I do when like a month passes and I look back and I see like just notes like scribbled up here, there, kind of going down that way, just like wherever I can fit them in. So again, lots of great stuff there. And then this spot, so this spot I believe is the one for your, so this is the actual base of operations. So the ones on the inside cover is kind of like a concept or an idea or something that you could sort of like, use as sort of a base of reference. But you can actually sketch out your own here. And what's actually really cool about this is that it gives you a key that you can utilize based off of like the stuff that you want. So some of these are like staples like secret doors and like a locked door or locked gate, like gates, and then you've got like ladders, rope bridges, and then there's just some ones that are kind of funny, like you can mark down where there might be poisonous or carnivorous plants, a wolf den or a den for wolf or other, and an aviary. So that's really cool. I like that. And then you just got some spots for sketches if you're artistically inclined. I am not. Okay, so here we have the death certificate. Now the birth certificate was kind of tailored to the like the druid class because it had like the different things about like did the wolf howl or stuff like that. Now this one, the death certificate it looks like it's the exact same as the one from the fighter's book, but that's fine because I love this death certificate. And like I said, this is something that I want to photocopy and just have like a bunch. And if I'm running like games in person, I want to have like some of these. So if a player dies, they can actually fill out the death certificate. So it says here, please allow 5 days. Was it 3 or 5 days? I'm looking, it's kind of hard to see from the angle that I'm at. I think that's 3 days. For resurrection before filling out this form. Place of death, date and time of death, cause of death. Kindly check this box if the entire party met its demise during this endeavor. Quests unfulfilled, valuables bequeathed to, so you can literally have like a last will and testament. Okay, no, this is actually a little bit tailored because his animal companion must be released into the wilderness or buried beside me. If they died, you monster. That's awesome. And then death must be avenged. No is my time, or yes, avenge me. And in the following manner, we can actually fill that out. Most notable accomplishments. Did you save the world? The the two options are, of course, or surprisingly not. Most epic battle favorite quote, or most epic battle and then favorite quote. Companion I loved to hate. Arch nemesis. Did you defeat your arch nemesis? Yes or no? And then the desired epitaph for your tombstone says, please forward to local stonemason for headstone engraving. So again, that's just really cool. And then they just have like the back of the form for administrative use only. The, remains received as either dead or undead, and then a spot to fill in the undead disposal fee. So that's kind of cool as well. And then just another spot for additional notes, and another little spot for just sketches or whatever you want to put in there. And then the back here, the pouch that had the whiteboard thing in there. So this is actually really cool, and I was kind of curious about a couple of things compared to the Fighter Chronicle. So this one here, like the Fighter Chronicle had a section that was kind of like a mock like catalog for an equipment store for like weapons and armors and stuff like that. And I was curious to see if they were going to have that in the Druid section, and they didn't. Right? They focused on they dedicated that space to the spells and rituals and all that stuff, which is definitely a very important use there. So it's really, really great, and it's cool to see like some of the different things that they put in for the different classes. I'm curious to see the rogue one. I think of all the ones that are out there right now, the rogue one is the one that I'm the most curious about, because there's got to be some interesting stuff in that one. Like I said, these don't take themselves super seriously, so I'd love to see some of the in-jokes. With the fighters, with the rogue section, like this tailored to the class. So we had like the mock catalog for the fighter one. We just have the spell descriptions here. I'm interested to see what they have in that one. So if when I do get the chance to buy one of these myself, that's going to be the one that I get. Is definitely going to be the rogue one first. But yeah, I mean, like I said, this is just such it's just a great product. Like I don't know what else to say. Beadle and Grimm's did an amazing job with this. And this just, it's the information is perfect. Like it's all the stuff that you would need for your character. Gives you tons of space to fill in, like to take notes and to just make certain things like, sketch out dungeons or areas that you explore, spots for your animal companions or for your familiar or the creatures that you can summon. There's just a lot of, this is just a really great product. Like I'm kind of like stammering over myself. But yeah, I highly recommend it. Like the amount of like the quality of the stuff that's in here, the quality of the physical product, like the construction of it, like the lay flat binding works really well. I'm not concerned about like opening the book and having it sort of do this or even that. Like it just like the binding feels really secure, at least, from my experiences with it so far. And I'm not someone who likes to do this. In fact, when I see people usually like open up their role-playing books and just lay them out flat like this, I wince in pain, but with these, I mean, it says it has a lay flat binding, so you got to put it to the test, and yeah, it seems really good. Like I'm not worried about pages coming out. The vegan leather or faux leather cover feels fantastic. The paper quality, the stock of paper that's used is again great. The artwork is fantastic, and like there's a lot more artwork in here than I was expecting. Again, like the spell section was just like, there was tons of art in there, and I really wasn't expecting that. Like I would have been okay if the spell description section was just the spell descriptions and nothing else. But the fact that they actually threw in some really great art in there, like for the dragon form, showing all the different like dragons, and for like the elemental stuff, it shows you like different elementals. So it's just really, really well done. It's a fantastic product, and for $40 US, the amount of value that you get for $40 is incredible. Like I had to do a double take when I first went onto their website and saw the price. It's like that had to have been wrong in my mind, but that's what it was. It was listed as $40 US. If that's changed between the time that I'm recording this and the time that the video goes up, then that could be something. But yeah, overall, like this is just a really solid product. I'm really looking forward to seeing more of these come out. I don't know exactly what the plans are. I don't know exactly, which of the classes that haven't been touched yet are going to receive their own journals. Ideally, I would love to see them come out for all of them, but they do have a lot of the bases covered right now with the fighter, the cleric, the wizard, the rogue, and the druid. But I'm hoping to see more come out from them. I just don't want to put like words into a company's mouth, but I would love to see the alchemist. Like I said, the alchemist is the one that I think they need to do the most after these ones. I think that's the one that needs like their own journal, like, you know, as soon as possible. But it'd be interesting to see if they do stuff for like the Magus or Magus from the Secrets of Magic book, or like the Gunslinger. It'll be interesting to see sort of what they do with these. But if they keep up this quality, then yeah, I'm just they're all worth getting. Again, this is a really amazing price. $40 US, even $50 Canadian is really good for what this is. And yeah, I'm impressed. Beadle and Grimm's did an amazing job, and I look forward to seeing more of these coming out in the future. And I look forward to seeing some of the other stuff that they do as well. Anyway, I wanted to thank them for sending this to me. I really do appreciate it. It's a fantastic product, and you guys absolutely have every right to send these out and be proud of them, because they're incredible. You know, what else can I say that I haven't already like stammered my way through several times already? So thank you again for sending this out to me. I really do appreciate it, and thank you to every one of you who takes time out of your day to watch the videos that I make. It really does mean the world to me. I can't say that enough. So I want to thank you for that. But let me know in the comments below, have you picked up any of these Chronicles yet? If so, which ones did you pick up? And if you haven't yet, or if there's ones that they haven't done yet that you're interested in, let me know in the comments which classes you want to see next. Do you want to see one for the Ranger, the Champion, the Alchemist, the Sorcerer? Like, let me know in the comments below. And I look forward to seeing your guys' feedback. Anyway, once again, thank you very much. I really do appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. Hope everybody has a great day, afternoon, evening, week, month, year, whatever it may be. Hope you guys are all having a great time, and I will see you all next time. Take care.